it's Jessii Vee, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about some very creepy kid show characters that were actually in shows that aired to the public and the kids were just terrified while watching them. This series is one of my favorite ever to film because most of the time you guys have seen at least one of these shows and can agree that these characters were terrifying. And what's so weird is that a lot of the time they weren't intentionally made to be scary, but they just came off that way, especially if it's like people dressed up in costumes that make them look like humanoid animals and things. It is so scary. Most of these characters are from shows that aired in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So if you don't recognize any of them, your parents probably will. We're gonna get into that in just a second, but first, in case you have not seen my previous video, I announced the most exciting announcement that I ever have in quite some time. I have been holding this secret in for about 8 months now. I am so excited to tell you that over the past 8 months, I have been developing my very own game. I have been working with Ripple, and their team have just been so amazing. They have completely put my vision to life. This game is called Jessii Vee Monster Chat. It is a completely free to download game on your phone, and I've put the link down below in the description. But if you guys have been watching my channel for a very long time, you know I love everything spooky. I love everything strange and unusual and weird. And on this channel, I have talked about so many different urban legends, folk tales, different monsters, ghosts, spirits, creatures, things that go bump in the night. And I was so excited to take all of those different things that you guys are familiar with and throw it into this game. So this game really just embodies me and everything I love and everything that you guys love and have seen on my channel over the past like 9 years. So I want you guys to help me solve a monster murder mystery in Ripple. In this game, you'll message back and forth with me. And for example, there is a character called Gertrude who is a creepy haunted doll. There is a gothic vampire named Dragomir. We even put the Crooked Man in this game, okay? The Crooked Man is like my all-time favorite thing to talk about. He terrifies me, but I've done a video about him and you guys are also fascinated. And yeah, there's just various monsters in this game. I know you guys will love it, so check out the download link down below in the description. Once again, it's a completely free to download game and I'm so excited to hear all of your feedback. Please comment what you think of the game. And yeah, I just cannot wait for you to play it. So I'm so grateful to Ripple for working with me on this. And yeah, I know you're gonna enjoy it. So yeah, download Ripple today and play Jessii Vee Monster Chat. Okay, so let's talk about our first creepy character. This character is called Hartley Hare. Hartley Hare is from a British TV show called Pipkins that aired in the 70s. The main character of this show was an elderly puppet maker called Inigo Pipkin, and he would make all of these different puppet creations over the course of the show, and all of these puppets that he made looked like different animals, and then after he made them, he would name them all. I just feel like there's something so unsettling about watching a show where puppets come to life. So for example, there was a hare, there was a tortoise, a monkey, a pig, an ostrich, and while all of these characters were very unsettling, Hartley Hare was just voted the creepiest of them all. He just did not look quite right. I saw someone comment saying he looks like a mix between roadkill and an oven mitt. And he also had this weirdly high-pitched voice, which did not help his case at all. Some say he was based off of a musk deer, which is a terrifying animal in my opinion. Why does this deer look like a vampire? And what's really unfortunate about the whole airing of this show is that the actor who played the puppet maker suddenly died of a heart attack in the middle of filming. So the way they had to explain his absence to kids was by telling them that he had gone away on a fishing holiday. So the whole thing is very sad. Between that and the creepy puppets, it's just a lot. Okay, our next character is called Peter Platter, and Peter Platter was from a show called The Boogaloos that aired between 1978 and 1985, and the show features a musical group composed of 4 British teenagers in insect-themed outfits. And all of this takes place in a forest that is called Tranquility Forest. So all these characters have antennas and wings, and they also have this evil enemy named Benita Bazaar, who is an ugly and jealous old crone that lives in a giant jukebox. And these are not my words, by the way, so that's what they called her. And while this whole show was very, very strange, the creepiest character was apparently Peter Platter, who kids said was the walking definition of terror. He's supposed to be a kooky DJ, but his red glasses glasses were what made him look really evil to young kids. It just looks like he has these giant red eyes and kids just did not like him. This next show, I'm definitely gonna butcher the name. It's called Momi Ya Abits. I hope I'm saying that properly. This is an Estonian children's show that aired from 1973 to 1976. And it was based on a book, and it's about a little bear that is learning the letters of the alphabet. The first episodes of this show were in black and white, and then soon after they did start to air it in color. And surprisingly, it was a very popular show despite how utterly creepy the screenshots are. Now, some of you probably already know this, but I myself am Estonian. My dad's entire side of the family is from Estonia. So I did grow up around everyone speaking Estonian, but I don't really know it that well myself. I can understand some phrases, I can speak some phrases, but I'm not very good. But anyways, because I am Estonian, I was really shocked when I came across this show in my research, and I was texting my dad about it, and I was sending him really creepy gifs from the show like this one, and I was so surprised that his response was, "Oh yeah, I've seen that. What was my grandfather making him watch?" Like, he just acted like it was a totally normal thing. He seemed kind of excited about it as well. It's literally humanoid looking animals in the creepiest masks I've ever seen. They look like mascots gone wrong. This is like if the 100 Acre Wood joined the dark side. And apparently the masks only cover the tops of the performers' heads, allowing them to still make like full mouth expressions and to be able to talk and sing normally. But I feel like that's worse. It's so much worse. Okay, then we have the character called Wordy. Wordy is a character from a children's TV show that aired in the 60s, and it was aimed at improving children's literacy skills. He was this orange floating contemporary typewriter thing that knew all about grammar and words and taught people how to use and recognize them. He had this very high-pitched voice as well, which seemed very popular back in the day for these creepy things. And he would also sing these very eerie songs, and I think that's what made him the creepiest. And then lastly, we have a character called Evil Edna. Evil Edna is a character from a show called Will-O-the-Wisp that aired in the early 80s. It became popular with children and adults, and it was meant to be an educational animation, and the stories were set in a place called Doily Woods. It's centered around Willow the Wisp, who is a blue floating creature, and he's meant to be a ghostly light that you hear about in folk tales. But what's really strange is that these episodes were only 5 minutes long, so they were super short. And Evil Edna was a witch in the form of a walking, talking television set that would zap people. And I read so many stories about different kids that would actually start crying whenever this character appeared on the screen, especially because they were watching the show on their television. So they started to think that it was evil and wouldn't want to go near it. And I don't blame them. This character is kind of creepy. Anyways, so guys, those are all of the TV show characters I wanted to talk about today. I could make this series like year long. Like, there's so many I could talk about. So if you want me to do more episodes of this, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. And don't forget to check out our new game down below in the description, free to download on your phone. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!